what was your attitude toward learning Mandarin when you were growing up?
It was just a part of the curriculum for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was not, you cannot say forced, but you were tasked to just finish your studies, do your homeworks, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That was my perception during elementary years.
Okay, I see. And during high school, what changed? Like, um, you mentioned that during elementary, it's just more of memorization and just something you had to do. Um, did something change in high school that made you want to learn it?
Yeah. I can still remember during first year high school, I was actually waiting in my parents' room for a Pizza Hut delivery.
Okay,
So while yeah, I was hungry back then. So while
okay,
waiting, my dad was watching a series in Chinese,
okay.
and it was really fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
So while waiting, I sit down, watched it, and then eventually I got addicted.
Okay.
So without knowing what it is, or it doesn't have any translation back then, so it was very old style.
Mm-hmm.
uh, I got addicted, and then yeah, I finished the whole series, and then I asked my dad, "Can we have some more? Can we watch some more? Can we look for more titles and stuff
Okay.
like that?" So that got me interested and worked my way through understanding the language. It was a very how do you call it, a visual kind of learning experience for
Mm-hmm.
me.
I see. So I guess at the very early age, you're interested with the language peak. So that kind of gave you a natural inclination to learn rather than just being forced to, because you really like it after watching the the
Yeah,
Chinese series, right? I see. So
right. So thanks to Pizza Hut.
yeah, other influence did you have in your life that made you want to learn?
um, my dad was not my number one Mandarin tutor.
Okay.
So when when I saw that he was really encouraging me to study and to let me understand how rich the culture is,
Mm-hmm.
it gave me the motivation to go on,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that, and I believe his idealism that China would emerge
Uh-huh.
eventually
Mm-hmm.
as the leader.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that also, even if I'm not in China,
Mm-hmm.
I would still have a share, or a part of what China is doing for the
Mm-hmm.
entire world. So I would
Mm-hmm.
also want to be part of it. So
I
by
see.
learning Mandarin, it gives me my connection to China,
Yes.
and also to share to other people, not only Chinese, Filipinos, or other nationalities, how we can unite people together through language. And I
Mm-hmm.
know that a lot of people now are trying to learn because they realize China is number one.
Yes, that's right. I think so.
Number one.
Your dad didn't force you to study Mandarin. It's just he gave you an environment where you could learn. Like you mentioned in previous conversation that he gave you celebrity Hong Kong celebrity magazines. Like
Yes.
you're watching drama
That every
series. Yes.
So, so I have to, well, of course, I have good grades back then. So to compensate my good grades, I would ask him to, can you buy magazines? And then,
Okay.
can we get a cable TV so that I can watch the series online, or hear new music right now?
I
Yeah.
see. So.
So he also enjoyed it because he's
Mhm.
also inclined to watch them. So we can watch together.
I see. So I guess that's really a big help because it's not only you who wanted to watch, to read. So at least having like your dad as your buddy help you out
Yeah,
because yeah, you're able
that's
to share
right.
the experience with someone. Yeah, and
He's like, yeah, you're right. He's like my buddy, and we could, or if there are terms that I would not understand, I could ask him. So it's
yes,
easier.
I get yes,
So
yes. And what helped you like achieve this kind of proficiency, and what helps you maintain it? Since we don't really have an active Mandarin speaking environment here, aside from maybe jobs and yeah, I think yeah. Well, how do you like maintain it, and what tools do you use to practice?
Mhm. Okay. First, if you want to continue or like maintain your proficiency, you need to have the initiative and be proactive to learn more.
Mm-hmm.
So my recommendation would be go to the internet, search, go to this website called mdbg.net, I
Yes.
guess.
Yeah.
So it's like a dictionary website
Mm-hmm.
wherein you type English words, it will come out, the search results would come out in Chinese. It
Mm-hmm.
will show you, or vice versa, you type in the Chinese word, it will show you the different English meanings.
Yeah.
So those are very critical because you are not going to be able to memorize all the terms in just one sitting. So
That's
these
right.
are very good guides.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing would to try to interact more with or let's say with local Chinese. So
Mm-hmm.
if you have a job that gives you the opportunity to talk to someone in China,
Mm-hmm.
practice your Mandarin
Yeah.
and get more insights. So that it's more of a learning and sharing experience for both of you. I think they also have a functionality that they can pronounce the word,
Yes. Yes. That's
the
right.
characters.
That's right.
So there's an audio so that you can also learn how to say it, and
Yes.
it's a basically it's a good tool.
Yes. It's a good tool. It's
And I guess um, one part also when you even if you try to look for the word in MVBG,
mm-hmm.
sometimes if you think that this word would fit into the conversation, it depends because what if you're conversing with a Chinese from China?
Yes.
That term not be used in China because it might be a societal perspective in Taiwan.
Oh.
So there's also difference. So
Mm-hmm.
even if you think that this word is the correct one, based on society,
Yes.
it's different depending on the location.
And you really can't find that out unless you try it. Try it and make mistakes. Because you really won't know
Yes.
everything before you try it. So you just laugh it off when you make a mistake. Right now, what do you think is the current attitude of students who are, especially in those in Chinese schools, towards learning Mandarin?
Um, I'm not sure really what their perspective attitude right now in terms of learning, but I guess they are also inclined to just finish the curriculum because it's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that their parents or their guardians would have to motivate them and to explain why they
Mm-hmm.
are being assigned to study Mandarin at an early age.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a child or they have this sponge knowledge that or a sponge brain that
Uh-huh.
they can absorb everything easily
Mm-hmm.
at an early age. So
Right.
I guess for the parents that's a good start, but they have to explain why.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So I guess they'd have to have proper motivation and encouragement from the parents because I guess as kids you don't really see any reason why you should study. You just want to play. So I think it's the responsibility
Yes.
as well of the adults to create an environment for them to learn. You say like if someone wants to study right now to learn Mandarin, it's either they're already in Chinese school or they're already working and wanted to like learn instead of maybe take an MBA, maybe they want to study Mandarin instead. What could be an immediate step they could do right now to move in that direction?
Okay. Um, if they want to immediately do a refresher course,
Mm-hmm.
it would be more interesting if they ask themselves, what
Mm-hmm.
do I want to do the most? Or
Mm-hmm.
what do I enjoy doing the most? So
Mm-hmm.
let's say for Alan
Yeah.
likes to expand Mandarin.
Mm-hmm.
So for other people, ask themselves, am I good with games? Am I
Uh-huh.
good with let's say cooking. Okay,
Okay.
so going there or moving or using that aspect, they can apply Mandarin as well. So
Yeah.
if they like cooking, do they like cooking Chinese food? And then
Mm-hmm.
they could go to websites that offers Chinese cooking in with the Chinese ingredients and text.
Yes,
So
that's
from
right.
there they can learn because they can easily apply because perhaps they already know what's the content or
Mm-hmm.
the steps in.
Yeah.
So basically, if you know or if you found out what interests you more, then
Mm-hmm.
learning Mandarin is going to be more innate in you.
Yes, that's right. That's a good advice. Like tying it what you naturally are interested already is Chinese because it makes it easier to transition from one language to another. If it's like when I watch before in China, when I watch NBA, I get terms about how to shoot and when someone plays bad, how do you call them? And it's quite fun
Right.
when you tie it up with what you're interested in. So that's some great advice, and I think would like to mention that you also are offer you do offer your services as a tutor or translator, right?
Right. So if I get referrals from my friends that
Mm-hmm.
if they know someone who wants to study, so if we have a definite time and schedule, then I accommodate them. So
Mm-hmm.
I can teach them basic from counting. So if they're a kid or she's like Chinese but she doesn't have any background, so I can
Mm-hmm.
teach her depending on her needs. So if she's a professional, I can ask her, okay, do you need it in writing or do you need it in conversational way? So we
Mm-hmm.
adjust and I'll be flexible with them.
Okay, so probably we'll just include some notes on how maybe they could coordinate with you if they're interested for your services. So,
Yes, that
okay,
would be.
okay. So for everyone who thank you for watching this, and if you want to get updates from Money in Mandarin or uh, currently we're offering a free report on how much your Mandarin Chinese is worth, especially in the BPO industry. You could just sign up below. We have a sign up sheet, and yeah, just join the Mandarin Mandarin email club, and just like Zara here, she's part of it. And hope you join us in the future. Thanks.